since the introduction of the HIFU technology in 2021, what's current application of this technology and what's the benefit to the local women?
Wow. Okay, good question. Yes, we've done about 322 now, and that has saved many women the ordeal of going through surgery and all the complications that could arise, blood transfusion, problem with anesthesia, all those things that have been taken care of. And the fact that they could, the recovery rate is so fast. You do the surgery today, and then 2 days, 3 days, you're back to your normal life. I think that cannot be quantified. Actually, I have an example, not a very good example, but for us it's good. But I mean, it's not something you want to say. A patient came to us from the US, a Nigerian came from the US, and did HIFU, and then 72 hours after, she took a plane and went back to the US. And so I was talking to the husband, and I was asking, where is your wife? And she said, she's going back to the US. And she was feeling that good. But we don't tell patients to do that. But that is how far people feel good after doing HIFU. You can never do that with any form of therapy, that you take yourself to take a trip of about 13 hours. And she did that. There was no problem after that. So the recovery period I think, is one thing, especially in a continent like Africa, where there are not many doctors anymore. Okay, most of our doctors are going to the US, they're going to the UK. I think HIFU is a wonderful equipment to have in our part of the world.
So as you mentioned before, the HIFU technology has many benefits. So what's your plan to promote this technology in the future in Nigeria?
Well, I think we have a great equipment, and we don't want to keep it to ourselves. So we are doing a lot of educational things, continuous medical education for doctors, both in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria. And we plan to acquire a second one in another part of Nigeria, because we know that new technology takes some time for it to progress. People are always reluctant until they see that it works. And so that's what we really intend to do for them. Because, I was one of the first people that started IVF in Nigeria as well. So I know how new technologies, how it takes some time for it to move. And the moment people understand that it's good, you see people jumping on the bandwagon, because just like in China, the population in Nigeria also is, well, we're not as many as the Chinese, but we are also very many. For example, the town where I come from, 20 million people, actually 22 million people live in Lagos. So there is a lot of demand, and you know that in Africa, we tend to have bigger fibroids and more fibroids than probably any other race. So it's something that we definitely are going to promote. It's something that we look forward to working with other doctors. And one of my doctors also is actually here to start his training here. So we're going to train many more doctors in the use of HIFU, and that we think the use will improve not only in Nigeria but in West Africa.
So what do you think of this conference?
Oh, sure. I think this is a wonderful conference. The only problem is I don't have internet. You will have seen, it will have filled my Facebook page, but I don't have the internet connection here yet. If not, yeah, definitely. You're gonna see a lot of posts from this. I think I like so much what I've seen here, and the fact that it's like a family. We have everything together that we're doing. All of us we have something in common, and that's great. And it's making me, actually, I always knew that it's a great tool that is going to be global, but listening to this conference again, I think I'm just sold that whoever is not on it is missing out.